Hello and welcome, friends of Pirate. Yes, you're here for the price charts, friends of price charts, friends of Komodo, friends of crypto. Whew, I'm Giuliano, and it's 15th of May, coming up on the end of the day in UTC time. We're going to look at these price charts right here, right now. Okay, right now we're looking at the R-BTC on getaurox using that terminal. All right, let that blood flow, breathe, let the price charts flow. We'll observe, we'll take a look, we'll try and give some observations, analysis, get an idea where we are, where we might be going, see where we've come from. Okay. This is the R-BTC chart. We've also got the R-USDT chart on the left. Just looking at some similarities and differences here. So, I mean, it's not perfect, but wow, beautiful. Good stuff. We're overall nice, but you know, when did you join and all of that? Sentiments can be different based on whomever. But if I'm just looking like I'm an observer, the way that I enjoy sports and things like that, you know, you just observe the beautiful game. And observing the charts, it's just interesting to watch and see and behold and even to interpret. That's kind of what's happening here, is a bit of interpretation. And so just leaning back, taking a look, daily chart, we're seeing, okay, we're gonna move towards the BTC chart first, our BTC. Keeping in mind the BTC USD price is around $48,000. So we're coming into this here, seeing now, after a nice, strong, huge impulse, massive impulse. Okay, we're back with our drawing tools to the wicks, like 3,000s percent, and to the bodies, like 2,000%. That's a great impulse right there in Satoshis. Now, since then, correcting down a decent amount, right? Because we're talking here from the wicks, we're into the 618786 zone. And from the bodies, we are we've tested that zone, and we're mainly gaining the support of that zone until further notice. So there is a decent strength here because we're definitely back up in the higher levels. Like, we're not hanging around the 61.8. We're even back up here. Okay, so what that means in that sense is we're not coming back down here anytime soon. However, this is the R-BTC chart. So overall, what seems to be shaping up is continuing. For those of you who like Ichimoku clouds, this will come into play after. We're starting to see some activity, some change in the cloud shape formation and setup. And that has to do with the up and down movements and now the consolidation. A lot of distributing and then consolidating and reaccumulating now above the 20-day moving average. All right, Bollinger Bands starting to squeeze. We could be looking at more sideways and down, down and sideways. That's what we are here, is basically a down and sideways move after this big up move. That's just what it is. And then on the local level, we had an up and sideways move, which is great, beauty, strength, and just hang out. Now we could have our down and sideways. We could have our sideways and down. There's just all of these things happening, and we're going to go to the lower levels to check them out. However, looking at a longer time frame, just feeling this purple line right here as a longer term support in a rough line of support. So we're coming up on it by the end of this week. And the 20s, the May 20s are definitely the days of more confirmation and potential. These next days here from let's say 16, 17, 18, and 19, 4 days, and then 25 days, we're looking possibly at this kind of down movement, sideways and down, right here. All right, with some redness. Now, will we go? Yeah, it's just you hear me stuttering and stammering over this peach line. It's just not a strong feeling line. We could make our way and close more towards the red line. The line chart, speaking of lines, does say a lot, but it because we are here potentially in our closing. So again, it could be wicks of buying. We don't know really what's going to happen, but these next few days are going to be interesting. It has to do with the BTC price for sure. That's what has been noticeable based on the candlestick charts and how they've kind of shaped up differently between the R-BTC and the R-USDT, especially in terms of some of this buying and selling pressure over here, whereas over in this side, it was there, but it just supported more narrowly with and upwardly with the BTC price, whereas with the USD price, with it was more on the downward trend and even still struggling to hold this 20-day moving average, whereas over here on the BTC chart, it's decently above it. Interesting. So that's kind of where that sentiment is right now. Overall, it's just waiting on BTC, and there's good sideways time, and we're basically where we expect it to be, and basically is the word of the day. So if you caught that one, then you get your bonus points. All right, we're going to continue here. We're going to just move in with these time frames. So we've got the squeezing now potential of the Bollinger Band. It's not too squeezed yet. It will continue to squeeze, especially if we go sideways. That'll be great. That'll be a wind up for a potential move. And we're looking for the upward move. When it happens, we'll be getting a better idea as we go further in time. I'm going to check out the 4 hours. Still moving through this cloud, but again, you Ichimoku cloud fans, you see here now again, wow, look what's happening here, what's developing. Whoops, over there with the Ichimoku cloud. Okay, some of these lines, you know, we got to get squeezed in here so the lines become less relevant. But you see what I'm showing here? Look at this wall of cloud that has just come sideways down. So how interesting is that? Ichimoku fans, friends of Ichimoku, welcome. You know, share. Oh, by the way, thanks. If okay, maybe you're watching this 1.5x speed, 1.75x speed, brrr, you know, like the money printer go brrr type of speed, or you're maybe speed that is maybe a little faster than that. Anyway, okay, enough with that. Moving along, Ichimoku fans, you know, spread it to those Ichimoku fans. But definitely thanks for the liking of the videos and all those comments you're making. Keep it up. We're having some fun here going through this month of May and learning a lot. I hope you're learning something. Today for Ichimoku, we're noticing this just crazy wall down and now squeezing here between this level of like 15,000 Satoshis and 13,000 Satoshis, and that is around the May 20th timeframe. And that's kind of where I got those dates from, which means there's a lot of potential there. I mean, we're already at that level, but who knows where we will be by then. However, yeah, there's just so much potential here. That's why I'm keeping all these lines here, because there's significance to all of these horizontal lines right now, just for our ongoing viewing, right? You know what? So that's where we are with all of that. I am going to get rid of that one though. And it looks like we're on the edge of this one. We'll keep it until we break it, friends, because it does confluence with this. So I think one break of one is another break of the other. And if we break something strongly enough, we'll see if we need to get rid of it or not, right? The lines can be helpful. And that's where, when it comes to, for example, if you see a move coming, maybe you see a move to the upside coming. Okay, this is an example, we're not sure, okay? And you see that, but you're like, well, but it might not be sustained, right? You can tell that it'll be choppy action. Well, maybe with part of what you're doing in your paper trading is that you're getting some over here, and then you're looking if it's confluencing with a bounce, then and your bet is a bounce, and you're maybe risking and rewarding potential with your position, which would be called a long position. Let's say you take, and you want, let's say, your reward. These are just examples right now. We have done no TA to support this. We're just kind of just playing along to imagine. And let's say you're willing to take for 20% risk. Well, it's not even that fun. Like, maybe a 4-to-1. Okay, but let's say you're willing, you're conservative, and you're willing to give it a 2-to-1 risk. Who cares? Because you don't mind holding for longer term, whatever, right? Like, there's so many strategies that can come into play. You work out what works for you. But anyway, these are kinds of ideas, right? You can work with these kinds of lines down. This one that goes down here, that would give you support. So it's like, why would you sell here, right? You would probably want to sell a little lower than that, but at that point, again, it depends on your term. And I'm not necessarily advocating for short term picking and selling, but you work with what you got, you learn over time, and you're just trying to do your best to stay healthy, financially and physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, all that stuff, relationally, and you're just doing your best, right? And I hope it's working for you, as the saying goes. All right, so yeah, so pick some up, get rid of some, that kind of idea, whatever. Or if it's breaking the line, you get rid of some and hope to pick some up lower, whatever the idea is, right? So that's why the lines become significant and you use them. So hope this is helpful for you. But now, considering how this cloud is coming down and scrunching here, this is an area of significance that we're going to be watching for over the this next week and the rest of the month, really. All right, so that's kind of where we are on this 4-hour chart. RSI wise, yeah, kind of rising. So who knows? There's overall strength being shown. Oh, that's a good idea. So what you do is, if you can either go like from smaller scale, not even on time frames, but smaller trends to bigger trends, or oftentimes you go like bigger trends to smaller trends. So we do have this previous purple trend that we had shown from the very beginning of that move. Boom. All right. Coming together with this next touch here from the down movement, and now back up. Okay, we've got that. So now that's a longer. What we're going to do with this next trend line is make it a bit shorter, because we're noticing here that there's this higher, because what this really signifies is higher highs and higher lows. Now, if you ask me, and here's the thing, is there's a lot of noise with candles and stuff like that. However, right here, but this is to me saying we're going to break this, because we're not going to hold this uptrend. This uptrend is too long. Yes. So what's happening is too long. What should I say? Boy, my language sometimes is so sloppy. I should really clean it up. Imagine this trend line, for it to be held, this peachy trend line here, for things to continue, the upward peachy trend line, the angle that these candles would have to take, maybe it would have to be a green candle here, and then up and then up and then up and then up. But overall, it would have to beat in time. It would have to beat that space. It would have to take that space in time. And yeah, possible. Okay, but currently looks like we're breaking it, and therefore this up movement is not really happening anymore. Now we're looking for, where is this down movement going to lead? Does that make sense? Cool. I'm glad we found that together. All right. That just gives us a bit more of a short-term idea. So in my opinion, we're definitely coming to this purple trend line. Where are we going to get? How are we going to get there? Are we going to get there along this kind of a route? Maybe. Are we going to get there along this kind of route? Maybe. All right. Are we going to cross the trend line? Maybe. Are we going to, I don't know, go there? Are we going to go there? We don't know. And the one thought is, are we going to go there? But you know what? This is only until May 21. So if I'm going to rate my own personal probabilities, now, no, I don't like doing that, because man, do I get them wrong? Oh, I get them wrong. Okay, here are 2 possibilities here into 4, because I'm not even going to say that the going up is going to even happen. Now that we see that trend line breaking, it just doesn't seem as strong of a possibility. Okay. In fact, this is either going to zigzag further down, or it might even end up being an impulse move down a bit. Who knows? We'll see. Or just, we'll follow it out, right? We're going to follow it out. Thanks for being here. Anyway, thanks for liking the videos. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for sharing. And actually, let's just keep that there for now, just out of curiosity. All right. So there we have it. That's the BTC chart. And I don't even want to go on the 1 hour right now for this. It doesn't even seem like much other than for you Ichimoku friends, because we're really here for you today. That 4 hour Ichimoku we saw was very interesting with the Ichimoku wall of comingness. Look at this cliff for the friends of Ichimoku and the clouds built in that name. So we are here now moving through the cloud, and I don't think we're just going to get supported by this red lower support cloud. I do think we're breaking it. Now, is it going to be down here on May 16 or May? Yeah, we're out of there by even May 16. So that's tomorrow. Because yes, it's a 1 hour chart. So could be. But it looks like we will be there around here at least. Okay. All right. That's where we're going. That's where we're going. Let's just see. This is the dividing line, isn't it? It was kind of like that. Okay, we'll keep it there. That's kind of where we are, you know. We're just watching. We're having fun painting these charts. Well, we're not painting them. We're painting on them as they paint themselves. Here we are. I hope you're enjoying yourself. All right, now we're moving on to the R-USDT chart. So that's we're kind of clear on the BTC chart. We're going to actually hide the drawings. We're going to go to the 1 day. We're going to then see if, oh yeah, the line charts, right? You know what? The line chart might be a bit much before we check the dollar chart. So let's just see what there, because we had mentioned here, or if not, then here we are at that support resistance line. My guess is likely going to break it. And then what else did we want to say? Yeah, we're moving in here. However, we are on this kind of interesting pattern, but we're breaking and we're going down. So anyway, that's the basic idea there. Okay, our BTC chart. I don't mean to sound dismissive because it's actually pretty sideways and good. So no worries, we're in a good place. Now, our USDT though, that's another story, because really Bitcoin, what are you doing? We don't know. Sideways and down, downways and side, up and away. When that happens, that's when the concern for the R-BTC chart goes, but who knows, we could spend another rest of this month figuring things out for BTC, for Bitcoin USDT, sorry, USD, like the Bitcoin price itself. It's going to maybe take the rest of this month to figure out even more, and maybe even into June, who knows? So that might give the altcoins more time to paint their charts against BTC, and the dollar charts for those altcoins might continue up, and that'll be relative because BTC, you know, BTC sideways action. So that's where we are with that. Now, again, less strength here on the R-USDT chart against the 20-day moving average. We are still coming to begin squeezing with the daily Bollinger Bands, but we're still far away from each other. I think with a bit more time here, we're going to see it further squeezing for sure. And we are coming up again on on this downward trending potential here. Now, is it going to take us all the way down here by 23rd of May? Not sure. But we're definitely following this kind of triangular pattern that's created by this uptrend line, which was created earlier, and the downtrending line, right? We're still within this potential here, following this. If you didn't watch the zigzag video, we're following the kind of gray-blue downtrending line within this triangular shape, daily candle. Let's see where we're going. Yeah, so we did get a nice kind of support with this upward trending force, okay, but now we've clearly broken it for the first one, but it was a channel created by, and we did it in the USDT chart. It was created on a lower time frame using the first waving impulse of this entire up move. And now here we are, how many days later? Like, you know, a month and a half later, 45 days later, let's say. well, we don't have to let's say, we can actually use our tool. That's why we're here. That's why people have created these beautiful tools for us to use. So here we go. Let's use them roughly so far. Yeah, 40 days, 41 days. So alrighty then. And there we are. We're looking good. We're looking good, same as BTC chart overall. And I'm hoping that everybody is feeling decent. Now, make sure your positions are safe so that you can sleep well. And, you know, with something like Pirate Chain, it seems like the long-term, now talking actual long-term, the long-term, like 25 plus years, I mean, who's to say for anything, really? It's hard to say, right? But if we go more in, sorry, that's a very long-term. For the long-term of 5 years, it's definitely something of note and something worth paying attention to and using if you get the opportunity, right? And that opportunity is coming. And these are just days. These are daily candles. This just shows us days, and that's not that much over longer time frames. So good things are coming, and you know, we're just gonna ride these waves together. All right, friends, this is awesome. Thanks for being here and joining and getting something out of it. All right, this is beautiful. All right, let us continue. So we're gonna go further into now, none of this is financial or any other kind of advice. None of this is lifestyle advice or anything, right? Yeah, so here we are. We're basically writing it down, and where are we now? We're nearing in this 4-hour chart. We are now. Okay, it's official. Okay, good. Good. I'm glad that we have it officially done. We have officially exited Ichimoku, friends of Ichimoku. We have officially exited this 4-hour Ichimoku cloud to the downside. All right, so follow us as we continue. Now these moving averages are getting all bungled. Okay, the 20 is coming down, and we can't even catch support on the 50 yet. We're getting resisted by it. So down to the potentially the 100 here. Let's see how much it squeezes. But yeah, you know what, friends, we got to watch it on the dollar chart. Let's watch the Bitcoin chart against the USD. You know, pay attention to that, and that'll help to guide you. That can be like your North Star in this situation. All right. Yeah. And portfolio management, if you don't have a lot of ideas about portfolio management, definitely take some time to learn about that. There's a lot of good resources out there. And if you have any questions, there seem to be a lot of knowledgeable people who are able to answer them. Again, there's none of this financial advice, but we're here. It's time. It's 2021. Pirate Chain is on the scene, and the chart is banging. But on the 4-hour time frame, it is slipping underneath the clouds here. Friends of Ichimoku, what do you think of this zone here? Yes, it's in the 20s of May, and it's, again, that big wall coming down, a little more slanted than on the BTC chart against Pirate. And here we have, again, this channeling that's occurring right here. Okay. That's what we have. And it's not far away. It's not far away at all. So watch this. Look, even here, we could continue down. Don't worry. Well, yeah, don't worry. Look, we're still in that $6 region. And we're here at the end of this triangle. And then what? Oh, maybe we bounce up. And oh, look, we have this channel here. So what if we get rejected again up here at this $7 level? It's still time. And it's now the end of going towards the last week, 10 days of May. And interesting things will happen along the way. Okay. That is my conviction. But weakness is shown here by the lower high. Okay, we had a higher high, lower high now, right? And yeah, we'll see. Okay, but nothing other than that. It's just a lot of we'll see. So just keep observing and watching along. Finally, 1-hour candles. And just for the friends of Ichimoku, we can see here a nice pure sense of twisting. All this twisting of the cloud there. All right, now we are heavily underneath the cloud. We've even gone below this 200 period average. all right? And the moving averages are just all wound up here. It's a 1 hour chart. We are definitely sideways and down, diamond sideways. However, we know also that there is this kind of triangulation happening, and therefore it is going to cause a movement to the upper downside definitively, I do imagine, but maybe only on the short term, because, you know, short term as in for the next end of the month and even into June. I would consider the short term really right now, a few months, right? So definitely like May, June is the main time frame we're looking at here. Okay, coming up. Awesome. Okay, well, thanks for being here. I think that's really all we need to pay attention to for this video. Again, smushed up right up against that cloud here. It's so cool, interesting to see that we are likely going to break through and then continue. Okay, friends of Ichimoku, you are going to just see here the very beginnings of the twist over here. Okay, so there is the twist, friends, on the daily. Now, the curiosity for the daily Ichimoku, friends, is what shape and size will this red cloud take? Let us see. This starts in middle June. So that's what I'm saying, like short term as in rest of May. Here's beginning June. Middle June, we get this twist. What happens by July? Nevertheless, very interesting times ahead, pirates, friends of Pirate, friends of Komodo, because you know what, there's Pirate is great, but it's just part of an even bigger ecosystem. And even that is just part of a bigger set of soon to be interoperable tools. And it just, the future is bright and we are all here for the ride, observing it in the price charts for one thing, that's for sure. And I'm super glad that you're here joining for that. Thanks for watching. Again, make those comments, hit that like button. Beauty. All right, until next time, which will be within a day or so. Take care, everyone. Peace out. And remember to stay hydrated. Check your pee-pee, okay? Watch your urine, okay? Definitely check, make sure. It'll tell you what you need to know. Bye for now.